The diabetes code. Imagine reversing type 2 diabetes without pills, surgeries, or crash diets. Sounds impossible. Dr. Jason Fung made it possible for hundreds. Like Susan, who lowered her A1C from 9.8 to 5.6 just by following his method. His groundbreaking book, The Diabetes Code, reveals what really causes diabetes and how to fix it naturally. Stay with me, because these science-backed strategies might just change your life. Chapter 1. The Epidemic of Diabetes. Dr. Jason Fung begins with a harsh reality. Type 2 diabetes is a global epidemic, with over 400 million people diagnosed worldwide. What's more disturbing is that most medical approaches fail to prevent or reverse the disease. Since the 1980s, diabetes rates have exploded. Type 2 diabetes was rare in past, but now it's one of the most common chronic diseases. Obesity and diabetes are tightly linked, both driven by modern lifestyle and diet. Conventional medicine treats diabetes as a chronic, progressive disease, something that can only be managed with drugs, not reversible. Dr. Fung challenges this narrative. Type 2 diabetes is not chronic or irreversible. It is largely caused by lifestyle and can be reversed by changing diet and eating patterns. Doctors often treat symptoms, not root cause. Treat symptoms, example, high blood sugar, with drugs like insulin. But insulin doesn't cure diabetes, it masks the problem, while potentially making the disease worse long-term. The insulin treatment is a trap. The more insulin you take, the more weight you gain. The more weight you gain, the more insulin-resistant you become. This forms a vicious cycle. Conclusion. Type 2 diabetes isn't about sugar levels alone. It's about insulin resistance. Addressing the root cause is the key. Chapter 2. The role of insulin. What is insulin? Insulin is a hormone produced by the pancreas. Its main job is to control blood sugar levels by helping glucose enter cells. But it also plays a key role in fat storage. Insulin resistance. The real problem? When cells stop responding to insulin, blood sugar rises. The pancreas pumps even more insulin to compensate. Over time, this leads to chronically high insulin levels and fat gain. Why high insulin is harmful? It promotes fat storage, particularly visceral fat. High insulin levels results obesity, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and Alzheimer's. Chronically elevated insulin equal to disease. Dr. Fung emphasizes that insulin is not the cure, it's part of the problem. Long-term exposure to high insulin leads to the body becoming resistant to it. This is how type 2 diabetes develops over time. Why medications fail? Drugs like insulin lower blood sugar but raise insulin levels. This addresses the symptom, not the cause. Over time, patients need higher doses, and complications like blindness, amputation, and kidney failure still occur. Conclusion. Treating type 2 diabetes by adding more insulin is like treating alcoholism with more alcohol. We must reduce insulin, not increase it. Chapter 3. The history of obesity and diabetes. Before 1977, diabetes and obesity were rare in the Western world. The major shift happened when dietary guidelines advised people to eat low-fat and high-carb diets. These guidelines were based on flawed science, especially Unseld-Keyes cholesterol hypothesis. The public was told to avoid fats and eat more grains, fruits, and starches. Food companies replaced fats with sugar and refined carbs. As a result, people became hungrier more often. Insulin levels increased. Obesity and diabetes skyrocketed. Dietary guidelines backfired. The infamous food pyramid promoted 6 to 11 servings of grains per day. Very limited fats. These policies led to a carbohydrate-dominant culture, which kept insulin levels constantly high. The role of processed foods, highly processed foods, became mainstream. These foods are rapidly absorbed, spiking blood sugar and insulin. Dr. Fung argues that the Western diet is engineered to create insulin resistance. Cultural shift, eating frequency increased. from 2 to 3 meals a day to constant snacking. Each eating event leads to an insulin spike. Constant eating equals no chance for insulin levels to fall, equals chronic insulin elevation. Conclusion: the modern obesity and diabetes epidemic is not genetic. It's largely due to increased consumption of processed carbs, low-fat dietary recommendations, frequent eating and snacking. Chapter 4. The Calorie Deception. The Flawed Calorie Model. Most traditional weight loss advice is based on the calories in versus calories out model. According to this logic, eat less plus move more equals weight loss. But this oversimplifies human metabolism and ignores hormonal influence, especially insulin. The problem with caloric restriction. Dr. Fung argues that simply cutting calories rarely works long-term. Why? Because the body adapts by slowing down metabolism. You burn fewer calories even at rest. Hunger increases, energy drops, fat loss plateaus. Hormones matter more. Calories are not meaningless, but insulin controls how the body stores or burns fat. Two people on the same number of calories can gain or lose differently, depending on their hormonal environment. Conclusion: focusing solely on calories misses the point. The real key is controlling insulin, the master fat storage hormone. Chapter 5. The Exercise Myth. The overrated role of exercise in weight loss. Exercise is healthy, but not a major driver of fat loss. People often overestimate calories burned during exercise. A 30-minute walk may burn only 150 to 200 calories, easily replaced with one cookie. Compensation effects. When you exercise, you might eat more. You may rest more afterward. These effects often cancel out the benefits. The real benefits of exercise: proves insulin sensitivity, supports cardiovascular health, builds muscle, boosts mental well-being. But Dr. Fung is clear: you can't outrun a bad diet. Conclusion: exercise is beneficial, but not the answer to reversing type 2 diabetes. The solution lies in what and when you eat. Chapter 6. The Biggest Loser. A Case Study in Failure. Dr. Fung discusses the show The Biggest Loser, where obese contestants lose huge amounts of weight through extreme calorie restriction and intense exercise. What happens after the show? Most contestants regain the weights, some even gain more. Why? Their basal metabolic rate plummets. Their bodies fight back against fat loss by increasing hunger and reducing energy use. One study showed their metabolism remained suppressed years later. The wrong strategy. The show promotes the flawed idea of caloric punishment and willpower. It's not sustainable because it ignores hormonal regulation, insulin dynamics, long-term behavior. Conclusion: crash dieting doesn't work long-term. Sustainable fat loss and diabetes reversal require hormonal correction, not just calorie control. Chapter 7. The Type 2 Diabetes Myth. The Progressive Lie. Many doctors tell patients that type 2 diabetes is irreversibly, can only be managed. This belief leads to lifelong dependency on medications. Case studies of reversal. Dr. Fung highlights multiple patients who reversed their type 2 diabetes with intermittent fasting and dietary changes. Their blood sugar normalized, and they were able to stop all medications. Bariatric surgery, reversal diabetes. Many people who undergo weight loss surgery see their diabetes disappear within days, even before major weight loss. Why? Because the surgery suddenly drops insulin levels. It's the insulin. Type 2 diabetes is a disease of too much insulin, not too little. Treating it with more insulin just adds fuel to the fire. Conclusion: type 2 diabetes can be reversed by lowering insulin, not by taking more medication. Chapter 8. The Carbohydrate Insulin Model. What really drives fat gain? The carbohydrate insulin model states, eating carbs raises blood sugar. This triggers insulin. Insulin drives fat storage. Processed carbs equals the real villain. Foods like white bread, pasta, sugary snacks, are quickly absorbed and cause huge insulin spikes. Natural fats are not the enemy. For decades, fats were blamed for weight gain and heart disease. But natural fats have minimal effect on insulin. The real culprit is refined carbohydrates and added sugar. Supporting evidence. Populations that eat traditional high-fat, low-carb diets rarely experience obesity or diabetes until they adopt Western diets. Meal timing matters. Eating frequently keeps insulin levels high. Fasting or longer gaps between meals allow insulin to drop, which is critical for reversing insulin resistance. Conclusion: it's not just what you eat, it's when and how often. To reverse type 2 diabetes, reduce both carbohydrates and meal frequency to lower insulin. Chapter 9. The Diet Review. Dr. Fung evaluates popular diets through the lens of insulin control and type 2 diabetes reversal. Low-fat diets, historically recommended to prevent heart disease and obesity. Promotes carb-heavy eating, raising insulin levels. Long-term results: weight gain and increased diabetes risk. Conclusion: not effective for diabetes. Low-carbohydrate diets reduce insulin spikes significantly. Proven to lower blood sugar and insulin resistance, can lead to rapid diabetes improvement or reversal. Example: Atkins, paleo, and modern ketogenic diets. Downside: sustainability varies. Some people struggle with adherence. Mediterranean diet emphasizes healthy fats, vegetables, fish, whole grains. Moderate in carbs, rich in nutrients, low in processed foods. Not extreme, easier to follow for many. Studies show it reduces insulin and improves metabolic health. Fung supports it as a sustainable baseline. Vegetarian, vegan diets. Plant-based diets, high in fiber and low in processed foods, can improve insulin sensitivity. However, some vegan foods can still spike insulin. Works best if combined with intermittent fasting and minimized refined carbs. Conclusion: no single diet is perfect, but low-carb, real food, whole-fat diets combined with strategic fasting produce the best results for diabetes. Chapter 10. Intermittent fasting. Why fasting works. It's not starvation. It's a planned break from eating. When you fast, insulin levels drop. Stored body fat is burned. The body goes into repair and reset mode. The natural pattern. Humans evolved with fasting feast and famine cycles. Modern culture eliminated fasting by promoting constant eating. Benefits of intermittent fasting: lowers insulin levels, boosts growth hormone, improves insulin sensitivity, triggers autophagy, reduces inflammation, can reverse type 2 diabetes without medications. The physiology of fasting: the body first burns glucose, then glycogen, then switches to burning fat. Fasting allows insulin levels to remain low long enough to access fat stores. Chapter 11. When to eat. Meal timing matters. Frequent eating keeps insulin levels constantly elevated. Snacking is one of the worst habits for diabetes. The more often you eat, the less time your insulin has to fall. The fasting feeding cycle. Like sleep and wakefulness, eating and fasting should be balanced. Ideally, eat 2 to 3 meals per day. No snacks and leave long gaps between meals. Eating windows. Condense meals into shorter time frames. This naturally lowers insulin and promotes fat burning. Breakfast isn't mandatory. The idea that breakfast is the most important meal is largely marketing. Many people do well skipping breakfast and starting with lunch. Conclusion: it's not just what you eat, but when you eat. Fewer meals, no snacks, and longer gaps between meals promote better insulin regulation. Chapter 12. How to fast. Dr. Fung addresses common questions and concerns about fasting. Getting started. Begin with 12 to 14-hour fasts, then progress to 16 to 8 or longer. Use natural hunger cues: drink water, tea, or black coffee during fasts. Stay busy to avoid focusing on hunger. Breaking a fast. Eat a nutritious, balanced meal. Protein, fiber, healthy fat. Avoid binging on carbs or sugars. Don't reward yourself. This breaks the insulin cycle. Who should avoid fasting? Underweight individuals, pregnant breastfeeding women, children, people with eating disorders. Always consult a doctor before extended fasting or if on insulin. Conclusion: fasting is safe, effective, and natural if done correctly. Start slow, build up, and listen to your body. Chapter 13. What to eat. Key principle: eat to control insulin. Choose foods that don't spike insulin. Focus on nutrient-dense, whole foods, non-starchy vegetables, healthy fats, moderate protein. Fermented foods. Avoid high insulin foods, refined grains, sugar, and sugary drinks. Ultra-processed snacks, trans fats and seed oils. Natural eating patterns. Stop obsessing over calorie counting. Instead, focus on food quality and timing. Eat until satisfied, not stuffed. Conclusion: eat real, whole foods. Avoid refined carbs and sugar. Combine this with fasting for maximum results. Chapter 14. Meal Plans and Quick Start Guide. Dr. Fung provides actionable tips for implementing everything. Step 1. Cut out sugar and refined carbs. Step 2. Stop snacking. Stick to 2 to 3 meals a day. Step 3. Start intermittent fasting. Step 4. Eat whole real foods, vegetables, protein, and healthy fat. Step 5. Monitor progress. Track weight, fasting blood sugar, and medications. Mental shift required. Reframe the way you see food. It's not constant fuel, it's medicine. Fasting is freedom, not punishment. Final thoughts. Don't rely solely on medications. The answer lies in lifestyle and behavior. By reducing insulin levels through food and fasting, type 2 diabetes can be reversed. Love this summary? Smash that like and subscribe for more. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever tried this hack for blood sugar? Got your own tips or success story? Share your own experiences. Drop it in the comments. Your experience might inspire someone else. And if this video helped you, don't forget to like, share, and hit subscribe for more powerful health tips. Your support helps this message reach more people battling diabetes naturally.